Hey YouTube, Robert here from Hitch to Horsepower, and today we're going to talk about my 22-foot United Trailers UXT enclosed car hauler, which I've had for a little over 4 years now, and I have put a lot of miles on. It runs great, it pulls, it's one of the best pulling trailers, especially for a bumper pull, that I've ever had, and I want to give you a little tour of it, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so you can see it's got a flat nose, where my other trailer over there, the new one that I showed you in a previous video, has not a full V, but more like a bullet style nose. The tongue is just under 3 feet long, and I don't have a power jack. I've been thinking about it, but it's not that bad. It's pretty easy. I did upgrade to the elastic style breakaway cable. This truck has the B&W fold under hitch, the bolt lock, which I'll show you in a few. That's pretty cool little thing. Another thing that United does that's pretty nice is for the 7-way. It actually has a little holder right here built in. I know you can get those on another trailer or anything else aftermarket, but they do it right from the factory. They also do these hooks there for the safety chains. You just go and hook it right on, and it's just nice when you store things. And I know I probably should have this hooked up here, which I do a lot of times, but I've been swapping trucks a lot, and the last truck I was using, there was no way to hook that there. So it was a newer Chevy 2500, and their design was just terrible for that. But anyway, it's got the diamond plate front, a little black up there at the top, and it's a dark gray. It has two 5,200 pound axles, but of course it is rated at 9,990 pounds to keep you under that 10,000 pound mark, where you start having trouble parking in neighborhoods, and you can have other restrictions. It's got two 25, 75, 15-inch wheels and tires. I just replaced these tires last fall with the Goodyear Endurance, and they are nice. The tires that were on it for stock actually had a speed rating of 75, which was kind of crazy when you figure lots of this country now has 80-mile-an-hour speed limits. But anyway, that just got out of the shop, had everything lubed and year-long thing. So it does have the escape door, which is an absolute wonderful thing. Oh, I got packing blankets in there. I'll move those. But you can open the car door on most cars, not everything, but most cars are fine. Next trailer that I get, I will probably get one that the entire wall lifts up and the inner fender well removes, so that you can open anything. But it's got LED lighting, even though it's 4 years old. Just little side markers. It's got two rear loading lights. I don't like the position of the license plate very much, because as you see the crack on there, that's actually from me using the race ramps, sliding them under there, and it catches on that. I've also replaced those bumpers several times. A little ding on the back, which I've got that, and a couple other little dings, which I don't know where that one came from. That one was a lawnmower, it wasn't me. And I have this trailer life meter. I don't want to talk bad about companies, but don't buy one of these. It says 752 miles on there, and I know I have pulled this at least 10,000 miles since putting that on. I tried to call the company, I sent them emails, no response, no nothing. I mean, it's sized correctly, it's torqued correctly, and it doesn't work. And COVID, of course, is the excuse why they don't answer. But yeah, 80 bucks for something that absolutely does not work. And you know, it's got the old style, you know, hooks for your master locks and things, but they work just fine. The new ones are really cool plastic ones that just sort of latch into place. And another thing, that was my dad's friend borrowed the trailer. He did everything perfectly, and then he was, you know, backing up in the dark, and he was just moving it during the day, and he caught it on a rock. But it doesn't leak, it doesn't do anything. It's a trailer. Who cares? It's for hauling stuff. But let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. So I was going to show you how the bolt lock works. You take your factory key, and they sell them for all sorts of, at least all the domestics and some of the foreign ones. They sell hitch locks, they sell coupler locks, they sell regular master lock style, they have cable locks, they have all sorts of things. I don't do the locks for the trailer with it because, again, I let other people use the trailer, so I don't want to have to give them my truck key. But you just slide it in. When you initially get it, you pull a little tab off, you put your key in, and you turn it a full turn, and then it programs to your key. So you can just latch it, you know, fully locked. And then, yeah, it's a pretty neat little trick to be able to just have your truck key. And you know, maybe one of these days I'll get the lock set for the trailer, but they're also like 20 bucks a piece for those locks. This is about $30. You get on Amazon. I think I got this one in O'Reilly because I was out of town. But then this hitch, if I didn't show you this before, this is the B&W, the tow and stow. So you just pull the pins, and then actually got to pull this one, and it will just hang here. Flip that sideways. I'm not going to bother. And then you just take it and tuck it under there. Slide the pin in. And obviously you would put all three pins in. And that way it's tucked away. If you have one of the new fold down tailgates, you're not going to hit it, and it's not going to, you know, it's a lot smoother. But it's also still here in case someone hits you from behind. They're still going to hit your tailgate or hit your hitch. So they're pretty nice. For my 450, I had one with 3 balls. I bought this when I bought that trailer out in Utah, and they only had the 2-ball setup. But I've never used a 1 7/8 inch ball ever anyway, so I wasn't too concerned. It's got the 2 5/16 and the 2-inch. But there you go. Here's the hitch. Here's the bolt coupler locks. No, they're not paying me. Bolt, please pay me. That would be nice. All right, there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and drop this back door. And it's really hot today. I think the feels like temperature is 99 last I checked. So yeah, I'm a little sweaty. Go ahead and pull this down. The spring does a pretty good job, but it is a heavy door because I do have the rubber coin flooring, which adds some weight. I didn't have this initially, but I added this aluminum flap here, which is nice for cars, but really if you're loading things with a hand dolly or anything, that makes it a big difference so you don't drop down into that hole there. My next trailer, I'm definitely going to get an extended ramp so that I don't have to worry about the race ramps. But anyway, this rubber coin flooring is a wonderful upgrade. So I've got 2 D-rings in the back here, and I got the 2. I don't have the upgraded lighting package in this, just the 2 lights. I do have the battery for the winch, which is nice because it powers the lights even if you're not hooked up. I just had the weather seal on the escape door replaced because I was getting a little bit of water coming in. Also, they replaced some of these screws. That's the only complaint I have about United trailers, and I think some of the other manufacturers, they all use the same stuff. But these screws tend to fall out, and so it's never really a problem with any of the parts falling down, but before you load a car, you always need to check the ground to make sure you're not going to run over a screw. But anyway, standard in this configuration are the 4 D-rings, but I always add 2 on the outside up front, because when I used to haul professionally, I scratched 1 car, but it happened to be a $425,000 Lamborghini Murcielago Roadster back when they were new. And the reason was the straps. I used the wheel straps, the exotic car tie downs, and they go through the wheels, and then they run underneath the front bumper. And weirdly, on a Lamborghini, unlike basically every other car in the world, when you turn the car off, the wheel doesn't actually lock. You can sit there with the ignition off and the key out of the car, and you can turn the wheel back and forth as much as you want. So on a cross-country trip with the wheels tied down, it just sort of bounced a little bit, and the wheel turned to the left, which made the passenger side strap rub on the fender. So just a tiny little scratch from this strap rubbing on it, and because I checked them, I check my cars every stop, so 400 or 500 miles probably at the most, I'm stopping and checking things. But it rubbed a little hole there. So customer's really cool. This guy I did a lot of work for, and he was just happy I was upfront about it. So I had tie downs put outboard. I still always prefer to use the inboard tie downs because a little bit of inward angle on them works really well. But I have these for really low cars. Plus, a lot of times with those I'll put a wheel chalk. But other than that, I've got the winch. It is a super winch. If I did it over again, I probably don't think I would have spent the money, because this is an expensive winch and I don't think it's really necessary for this, but it works great. It is wired. I wish I could find a wireless remote, but I have not found one so far. There's the battery box. I carry these. A customer, a guy I moved his RX-7 for, shout out to Mike up in Ohio. He gave me these to toss under the car because it leaked a little bit. I carry all sorts of different straps. These are 2 different types of wheel straps. Just regular tie downs. I always carry some microfiber towels, depending on what type of wheel you have. Aftermarket wheels, sometimes you want to put those between the strap and the wheel. OEM wheels are much stronger normally, so you don't have to worry about it. Got the trailer aid in case changing a flat. Yes, I do have a spare. Although, pro tip is a lot of times when I first got the spare tire, I had it, but I forgot to carry a lug wrench that fit that, so wouldn't have done me much good. Now I tend to carry electric impact and all that with me, and just more straps, spare oil for the truck. Actually, I took it out because I had it in the other one, but you should carry a first aid kit back here, some silicone WD-40 for the jack, some white lithium grease for the hitch, broom, and then I don't have it in here right now. I have my my race ramps for low cars, and I also have those like the oil change ramps that you use that I showed you in a previous video about put the rear tires of the truck up on. Other than that, I carry some blocks of wood just for things. I usually have, with my old truck I was carrying DEF fluid, and just stuff that you might need on the road. Some extra cardboard to tie down into the cars, to toss under the cars in case it's leaking. I take my registration for the trailer in here, because that way if I'm lending the trailer out, I don't have to worry about the registration not being there. And other than that, I think that's about it. I think I rambled a little bit in this, but yeah, it's a great trailer. It's like I said, 22 feet overall, fits everything. It's extremely maneuverable. It's actually substantially more maneuverable than the 24, which is kind of surprising. But I might upgrade to a gooseneck. We'll see. Let me know what you think of this, what you think of the Haulmark. Do you think that Haulmark is enough of an upgrade to justify its $20,000 or $18-something thousand price? Or should I just stick with this? Or should I go ahead and upgrade to a gooseneck, sell the Haulmark, and then go ahead and get a gooseneck? Aluminum, conventional construction. Yeah, I would love to get an aluminum. I found one that is 50 grand, and for one car. I'm not going to do that. So 20 to 30 is kind of my max budget for a trailer for right now. Unless you guys want to subscribe more, that would be awesome. But yeah, thank you very much. Sorry for the ramble at the end, and in a few more days we'll have a full review on the Silverado, which should be right over there somewhere. Thanks. Have a good day.